Hey everybody, just a quick update on what's going on in the Williams household and just share some thoughts with you. So we're starting our fifth week on what's going on with our response to the coronavirus stuff, and I think we're all navigating through new ways to work, shop, relate, kind of keep in touch with each other. Just in our household, I know Sheila is learning how to be a virtual librarian. She's doing a good job with that, trying to stay connected with her kiddos. And you guys know what I do. I'm right now working behind the scenes on the borough emergency response and still keeping borough business going. I'll tell you that it's been very, very long days and long hours, and sometimes it's quite exhausting. I will confess to you that a couple Fridays ago, in the midst of all the busy and work and the long days, I got some bad news towards the end of that day. And I was at the point where I just could not process another thing. I was completely at my cognitive limit. Just don't give me one more thing. I was drinking from a fire hose. And in the midst of that, I lashed out and complained, maybe not in a very positive way, to my team. I realized quickly what my error was and corrected course. Of course, I apologized. And without thinking, told folks, hey guys, look, stand down tomorrow, Saturday, most of Sunday. We'll rest up, get reset, get some groceries going. And we'll tackle all this stuff on Sunday night so we can be fresh for Monday morning. So while I was on that rest day, I got to thinking about kind of working long like that, and what is it about endurance, and when we're in situations like this, we've got to put the long hours and the long time or just deal with something that's not normal for a long period of time. What does God expect from us? How do we go through our responsibilities at work? How do we go through that daily grind in knowing that we are his disciples and that we're executing the Great Commission to his glory? So endurance got me thinking about endurance. It got me thinking that endurance, it comes from hope, and endurance is the fruit of hope. And there's a couple ways to look at it. Let me scroll down to my notes here. So there's the kind of the worldly, psychological, transactional way of hope. It's kind of like, if I do this one thing, or I do it this long, or I do it this well, I'll get something in return. And that's okay, to a point. But there's another way to look at hope, and it's that hope for eternal salvation. So as Christians, we are saved. We know that we are saved, and we know that everything in heaven is for us. We keep going in our missions, our ministries, all the way to the end, because we know what's waiting for us. As we labor in our ministries, or missions, or work, or taking care of kids, or home all day, or learning how to virtual librarian and doing those kinds of things, we need to do it with the right focus. Eyes on Christ and eternal salvation. So Paul confronted the Corinthians. We know about his letters to the Corinthians, and he spoke about endurance and hope. 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verses 8 through 9. Christ shall conform you to the end, blameless in the day of our Lord Jesus Christ. God is faithful, by whom you were called into the fellowship of his Son. So, God called you. God keeps his promises. God will sustain you all the way to the end, and all glory goes to him. Hang in there, everybody. Keep going. Happy Easter. He has risen indeed.